Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is how SCCC fight with Juggernaut. Here we see him laning against the Sand King, a hero that is pretty good against melee heroes, and he manages to get a solo kill on him. Check how he does it. The first step was just right clicking him as much as possible, without actually trying to dodge the Sand King's stun or use phase boots. Sand King's base move speed is worse than Juggernaut's, so after the stun, he doesn't need to use phase boots because Blade Fury deals damage even if he's not seeing Sand King. After he ends, he actually needs to keep vision of SK to deal damage, so he activates phase boots and gets the kill. In this footage, they are pushing the tier 1 top tower, and Sand King is trying to defend it. When he leaves Sandstorm, check how he doesn't ult Sand King right away. He had mana for stun, and Juggernaut checks it a little bit after Coddle's mana leak. They end up killing him even though he had mana for stun. He was probably trying to stun Coddle while at the same time disengaging from the Omnislash, but he dies just a little bit earlier. Here, as they push the bottom tier 1 tower, Radiant engages them. It's clear that using Omnislash now is not a good idea, so he just spins towards his team while damaging Morphling. Even though he kills Spirit Breaker, in my opinion he joined an impossible fight. After the Astral Imprisonment, there is no way he can Omnislash before Skywrath silences him, since the cast point of Jug's ult is 3 times lower than Ancient Seal, and he ends up dying. This fight is pretty long. It starts with him having just a slight glimpse of vision of Skywrath being very low HP, so by actually looking at the fight instead of just the minimap, he's able to assess that not only Sky is there, but he's a potential easy kill. He snipes him first. That by itself gives him level 11 and level 2 Omnislash, which is enough to solo kill Spirit Breaker. OD gets a kill on Ogre, and I'm not really sure what happens here. I don't know if OD thought he was safe because he knew Jugger didn't have Omnislash, but with Storm joining in and OD taking that path, they also get him. After taking the tier 1 tower, SCCC ends up being too confident, and that's one of the problems of playing heroes like Juggernaut against Sand King and Skywrath. You can get a little bit confident because you have an instant magic immune spell, but a very good Burrow Strike into Ancient Seal combination explodes the Juggernaut before he can spin. Here we can see he learned his lesson. As soon as he spots Sand King, he Blade Furies and retreats. He gets lucky. The duration is enough to last until Spirit Breaker charges, and with a decent amount of counter TPs and Burrow Strike being just a little bit late, he manages to Omnislash and kill Spirit Breaker. In this clip, he TPs to try to help Pitlord. He uses Healing Ward right away, but it was too late. Check how he tries to spin after the first hit from Spirit Breaker to purge the Orb of Venom, but since Spirit Breaker's attacks are so slow, it ends up not making a difference, and he gets the kill regardless. This fight might seem pretty ordinary, but he makes a choice that was very important. Ogre gets banned by OD, and when they go high ground, he sees Sand King, Sky, and OD. OD is pretty far back, and Sand King can get invisible, so if he used Omnislash, he would get the Sky kill, but is he worth that ult? He engages the fight with his spin, and since Storm also joined it, he got the same result by using a pretty low cooldown skill. He actually wanted to ult OD, but he gets dragged towards Morphling, and even though he doesn't get the kill, Morph has to completely disengage from the fight. Making the right decisions is not about making them in one game, but being able to make these choices even when they feel like they don't matter that much. In this case, yeah, he doesn't get the Morph, but the Morph also couldn't explode anyone from his team, and they also get OD in the end. Another minor thing I want to point out, they are rushing and he gets lucky since Burrow Strike didn't hit him. When he goes back into the pit, Sky silences him, and even though he has a defusal, he doesn't purge the silence, since Sand King is stuck in the Pit of Malice and he already used his ult and Burrow Strike. so he saves one defusal charge. Just a little bit after, they remove an Observe Ward with a Gem. When Sand King engages with X very confidently, he quickly ults him since there's no way he can disengage. Unfortunately, he thought that his BKB was strong enough to withstand Radiant's aggression, but Spirit Breaker doesn't really care about it. Juggernaut is a hero most people don't like going BKB, and well, Blade Fury's low cooldown is a pretty good skill. But in the late game, having magic immunity but not being able to dish damage is a trade-off you can't take sometimes. And check how even after Blade Fury he can jump the enemy with no fear. This is one of the less relevant fights, and he does something here that he also does in the next game I'm going to show you. When he notices a fight is going to happen, he preemptively casts Healing Ward. Check how Morphling is forced to go pretty close into the fight to destroy it. He pops BKB, and even with a pretty good Lotus Orb from Spirit Breaker, they win the fight. Since Morphling was forced to commit so deep into the fight, and since Jugger's Omni Slash destroys the copy Morph made from Sand King, he's not able to disengage or morph strength fast enough. These little things matter a lot in the late game fights. In this clip, SCCC ults Slardar, but thanks to Slardar's natural tankiness, he's not even close to killing him, so he retreats. When they start hitting the tier 1 tower, Juggernaut goes towards Slardar and he ends up messing up the range of the stun. And SCCC gets the kill. A big part of this kill that can go unnoticed is the Orb of Venom. A level 6 Slardar that has boots and level 2 sprint has 428 move speed, which means that when Jugger hits him once he goes to 380, which helps a lot when Juggernaut tries to finish him off with Blade Fury.
Top tower is under attack.
Nyx has level 6 and they try to go again on Slardar. There's nothing fancy going on here. What I want to point out is that since he had enough lockdown, he right clicks once before spinning, which might not seem like much, but proves he's always trying to maximize his DPS. This is also a standard clip. Even though new builds have been coming up, the Battle Fury build is still one a lot of people go for, and in this case even SCCC. But unlike Anti-Mage, Juggernaut can make a lot of impact before having one, even if by only using his ult or using a ward to push lanes. And we can see that he understands the strengths of his hero and tries to be relevant, at least when he has his ult off cooldown. Here, Juggernaut was afraid that Radiant could be smoking, so he's hidden. When they see some heroes pushing top, Nyx TP's there and check his reactions. They end up spotting Nyx, but SCCC keeps chasing. He cuts a tree to make sure Ogre wasn't going to juke him, and he ends up landing a good ult that guarantees a kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower.
In this footage, Juggernaut gets stunned, but a combination of the spiked carapace followed by stun and adaptive strike stolen by Rubik gives Dire enough lockdown to kill Morphling. They keep chasing and a very intelligent play that I don't know if it was intentional or not happens. Juggernaut gets mana leaked, and to keep following them he needs to use Omni Slash, but he quickly loses all the mana to do so. But Nyx uses Arcane Boots right on time and that's enough for him to ult, and dodge most of the duration of mana leak, giving them the Ogre kill as well. This clip shows some crazy reactions from Juggernaut. They are smoked in the Radiant jungle, and as they move there, as soon as the smoke breaks, he quickly blinks towards the high ground, finding Legion Commander. And in these situations, having auto attack is pretty useful, because it was all so fast that Legion couldn't even blink away, and even with BKB they snipe her. I had to slow down the clip to actually see that the smoke broke. The fight escalates and they also gets larder and cuddle.
Dominating. Double kill.
We can see a next level zoning technique coming from SCCC here. He ults Ogre, so they retreat to actually get closer to Morphling. I'm kidding, guys. And even though he was pretty unlucky, they get the kill. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video or if you didn't know about something I talk here, please guys give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. If you also want to see OG Anna's replay breakdown, please check the link in the description. I can't overstate how this video wouldn't ever be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this almost every day, and I'm also streaming, so please check my Twitch link, Twitter link, and all that jazz. And that's it for today, guys. If he got the last hit in that tower and farmed the entire next creep wave, he would probably had a little bit more gold than he has right now. But he got 800 experience from this fight, as well as he helped his team a lot. Well, and just to be sure we don't forget about the basics, check out his thread switches to intelligence before TPing, before blinking, and ulting, guaranteeing his mana pool stays up. Another display of actually paying attention in the game and not tunnel visioning is here. With Manta and BF, I will definitely keep blinking forward to farm, but we can see how he tries to at least assess the situation and help if he thinks he can.